guys, it is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another face mask on Friday video. And as you can probably tell by the title and, you know, what's going on my phone, we are on week 3 now of our recreations of promo looks based on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. This is of course All Stars Season 3, very, very golden, very, very bold, I would say. I tried to go quite like intense, as you can probably see, but I live for this. It's so bright, it's so shiny, you can tone it back if you really want to, or heck, if you want to, you can add even more. Go full glitter face. Make it work. But if you want to check out how I got and achieved this gorgeously glowy and just look, then stay tuned and I will give you all the deets. Alrighty there, so we are kicking this tutorial off of course by priming the face. So we're starting with our Maybelline Master Prime in Pore Minimizing, which is number 10, and also the Anti-Redness, which is number 30. My classic kind of go-to combination of primers right there. And just basically making sure that our skin is nice and ready for a beautiful, beautiful beat. So yeah, just making sure, because I did notice that my skin was a little bit on the redder side. Not majorly, but enough to bother my life. So just wanting to try and kind of even out the skin tone there, just to make it a nice bit easier when applying the full face. So now moving on to our foundation. So this is our Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. My shade, if you're interested, is 150. So yeah, just basically buffing that through the skin with our little buffing brush there. Just making sure we've got that coverage down. So I wanted to make sure it goes all across the face there. And then bringing it down the neck as well and getting those ears. Just because otherwise it looks really, really disconnected. And it does literally look like you've got 2 different skin tones. Cool, and now we're actually moving on to the CYO Cool as a Coconut, Cooling Bronzing Stick. And I'm changing the game up a little bit, so I went with the medium / dark. Partly because I was like, this is a draggy kind of look that we're completing today, and I wanted to push the boat out a little bit. I wanted to test the waters. When it says medium dark, how medium dark are we talking? And to be honest with you, as you can see here, we're just buffing this, well, blending this out with our beauty blender there. And to be honest, it blended out quite nicely. For someone as pale skinned as I am, it blended, it worked. You know, it wasn't too harsh, like you could see it, but it wasn't like a horrible, dark, ridiculous colour. So it does definitely blend out, and you can kind of control the blend as well, which I do enjoy about this. So you can kind of layer it and go a little bit deeper, or you can just tame it back a little bit. So now of course onto highlighting. So I'm just using my L'Oreal Paris More Than Concealer, and just basically adding that underneath the eyes there, on the nose, through the bridge, a bit on the Cupid's bow, on the forehead, and a little bit on the chin as well. And I think I did go for a couple of little dots just around the skin there. So not that there was any blemishes, but I just wanted to brighten up those particular areas, especially along the kind of chin, like jawline kind of area, just because there was a lot of darker colouring through that area. So it's just to help bring a little bit of light back to that particular spot. And again, just using our beauty blender there just to make sure we've got a nice blended look. Now onto bronzer. So we're using the CYO When the Sun Don't Shine bronzing powder, and again this is in medium. Trying to push the boat out a little bit and just try new products and see, because you never know, some of these like products could actually become a bit more of a favourite. And again, being a medium bronzer, I actually wasn't like, it wasn't that bad. It was controllable and it was manageable. Anyway, now onto the blush here, which again is a CYO blush in Strong Words. So really, really deep kind of colour, which you could probably see by my face at the beginning then. Did shock me. I wasn't expecting it to be that prominent, but it definitely worked and it blended out really nicely. So when using this, just be aware that it is quite a dark shade, and you really don't need a lot of it. So now onto our Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent, and just basically setting what we have created. Some may call masterpiece, some may call tragedy, who knows, but we're beating that face, making sure we are nice and powdered so that we are not sweating all of this gorgeous makeup off, because that is the last thing that you really want. And this also just helps those kind of shades to like nullify as well a little bit, so it's not as dramatic and harsh. And now just taking a nice fluffy brush there and just basically dusting off any excess powder that we've got on the face, just so that it helps us out a little bit, because the last thing you want is a clump of powder all over your face. So now we're just taking our Morphe 3502 Second Nature Artistry palette there, and we're jumping in with a nice big, well, reasonably sized blending brush there, and this is the shade Flux, and I'm just basically working that through the socket, really getting that depth in that outer corner there. And you can see I just changed over my brushes to a bit of a smaller brush, just because I really wanted to define this kind of like wing look, so we weren't using the ginormous brush and making a really dense thick line. I wanted that a bit more controlled, but just same shade, basically just blending it pretty much up until the hairline. And now we're going in with a shade Stone, and we're basically just using this to deepen those shades there, so just making them a little bit more dimensional, so it's not just like a flat one shade look. So like normal, we kind of focus it on the outer corner of the eye, and I wanted to kind of add a touch of it through the wing there, not wanting to take away or overly darken that part, but I just wanted to kind of marry the kind of areas together, so it's not like it's two separate entities. I want them to look like they are all joined as one. So yeah, just making sure that's nice and blended through the eye there, buffing it around, and then we're actually jumping into a palette which I haven't touched for quite a while. I mean, both of these palettes I haven't touched for a very, very long time. But this is our Nikkie Tutorials and Beauty Bay Pressed Pigment palette. So I'm just taking the shade there, Mr. Tutorials, pretty much across the lid, just to basically give us a nice shimmery, glittery look on the lid. This is of course a golden look, so I really wanted to make sure that that was captured in the essence. And now just taking with a small little brush there, the shade Underground, and just using that on the inner corner of the eye, just to again give that bit of dimension, really give it a pop of like glitter. I think I did go a little bit heavy, I'm not gonna lie. If I did it again, I'd probably try and use even less than I chucked onto that eye, because it was very, very dramatic. And now just going in with the Be Perfect Glamour Glitter liquid eyeshadows there. So just basically using this glitter eyeshadow just to as basically like a liner, like a glitter liner. So just taking an angled brush there and just basically following along the bottom of that line that we've got there from the wing, just to again add a little bit of extra glitz, a little bit of extra glamour. And I really do love these liquid eyeshadows, especially these glittery ones. As soon as they catch the light, they are prominently glittery. It's not like a toned back glitter. You will see it as soon as you catch the light. And then again, just going in with those shades, those eyeshadows again, and just basically using them to create teardrops from the eyes. So I've gone with the kind of gold shade and the more bronzy shade, just to give a little bit of a mixture of kind of shades there, so it's not all just one dimension, a really flat kind of same-ish look. I wanted to give a little bit more emphasis on those. I thought adding a bit of a difference with the shadings would just create a little bit of difference there. And again, this is not a symmetrical kind of look. Tears are not ever symmetrical. You will find that. So just kind of go roughly wherever you would feel a tear would drop from that particular area on your face. Obviously face shapes are different, so work it in with your particular face shape and just have a think about where a tear would roll, and that will work out gorgeously for you. So now just onto the brows. So we're just using our Revolution Pro Brow Pomade, firstly in taupe, just to get our kind of general fullness and shape through the entirety of the brow, and then of course going in with the medium brown at the end, just to get those tail ends looking nice and sharp. So yeah, just making sure that they're nice and coated, and using the spoolie as well there, just basically to move the actual hairs in the right direction, and making sure that the colour is actually blended through. I definitely do find that the spoolie does help with like the blending, especially when using multiple shades on the brows. I just personally find the spoolie does help to push those shades together so it marries a bit better. And now onto lashes, the love of my life. So we're going in with the Wet n Wild Renegade mascara here, just basically to coat the tops of the lashes, make sure that they're nice and prepared for our gorgeous lashes that we've got today, which, if you can't guess, they are of course indigo rosé lashes, and these particular ones are in Spice. So naturally, as you can tell, I always struggle with these lashes. Well, just lashes in general, to be honest, not these lashes particularly, but just lashes in general. So just, yeah, take your time, get them on, and then coating them as well now with the mascara, and just trying to get those lower lashes done as well. So I'm just trying to basically marry all of the my natural lashes with the falsies, so that it's a bit more of a blended and seamless look, so it doesn't look like I've got two sets of lashes on my face. But yeah, just trying to make sure that those lower lashes are looking juicy as well. And now onto the lippy lips. So we have our MUA Makeup Academy Intense Lip Liner in the colour Sincere. So we're just starting off with this. It's kind of a nude shade. I really am loving these liners at the moment. Don't know why, I've just started developing a love for lip liners. So just trying to make sure we've got the nice kind of base of colour on there, and then jumping in with some more glitter, because if this look hasn't got enough glitter already, we need more, and that's with the Revolution Pro Supreme Lip Pigment in Rags to Riches, which I again absolutely live for. I think these shades are so gorgeous and just, oh, And these particular two products actually married together quite nicely, I personally feel. And again, like I said, we don't have enough glitter on our face, so we need absolutely more. So these are the Sample Beauty shades, the pigments in shade Garland and also Myrrh. So you can see there, I just took a little bit on the lips just to add a little bit of extra dimension and glitter. And then just kind of adding little bits and pieces of golden glitter throughout the kind of eye pieces. Nothing too dramatic, too heavy. It's just to kind of add a little bit of extra colour, because obviously we have these two prominent shades, which are always going to catch the light more than anything in the world. But the pigments are just kind of there to add a little bit of extra, so when you do look at them, you're like, oh, hello gold. There's a little bit extra. And now going in with our highlight. You know me, I love my highlight. So this is of course the Be Perfect and Stacey Marie Get Wet Cream Highlighter. And this is actually in the shade Soft Silk, so it's a bit more of a golden toned one. Although I'm quite surprised it doesn't actually look as golden as it does in the pan that it does on the skin. But I really do love this shade, it's so gorgeous. And then finalising off, of course, with our Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And boom shakalaka, the look is done. Alrighty there guys, so that is the full finished look. I'm living. I don't know about all of you guys, but I am living. Oh my goodness. Of course, as per norm, all products used in this particular makeup tutorial will be listed down below. Obviously you can kind of play around with it, recreate it to the best of your abilities. Or even if you just see certain products that you kind of like on, go get them, they're lit. So yeah, I do hope that you did enjoy this. I think we're pretty much we are halfway there now. So we've only got 3 more looks to achieve. So stay tuned for those 3. Next week we're going frosty with All Stars 4. Exciting! Anyway, thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy, and I will see each and every one of you guys in the next video. Peace out, bitches!